Welcome in, everyone. Matt Shukin.
How we doing, everybody?
Welcome in, buddy.
Yeah. How's it going, man?
It's going good. I'm very excited you're here because I was thinking about this is episode number 99.
I saw that. I'm right before the 100 mark.
Right, and I find it hard to believe that that's occurred already. And I was thinking as I was typing in the little description that the difference between when I started and what it was like and as we were talking about the incremental steps of each thing and it was literally a camera and me just trying to find a place to sing songs because I had no place and what I usually do is describe for people who have never been here. Songwriters Lounge started as what I called the stream to no one because there was literally nobody watching and it was just a place for me to play songs because I had given up on music and but I just wanted to play these songs that I had written and a couple years ago I was in a tough place and so I found this place to manage to just barely get enough together to create this channel and sit in a room and play some songs every once in a while and year and a half to almost 2 years later here we are and it seems to be growing and it seems to be I found a purpose more than just for myself once I got out in the community and discovered this thriving community of songwriters that were it was like once I started talking to people about songwriting I realized we have something here.
Here's an idea.
Right. There's all these people in of different ages coming at it from all these different angles, and if I could take this idea and encourage someone else who was at that place I was, that no, we all, every person I've talked to, experienced every single thing that I experienced, and because if you're writing songs, you experience all of those things, and so. This became this sort of mission. Like, no. This is the everything I went through, even though I felt very alone at times. It's all normal, man.
It's a very lonely feeling, but you can be alone together with people who experience the same thing.
Absolutely, and that's the brilliance of it. So, what I met you, I think the first time was at the Shanahan's.
That sounds about right.
Your open mic, which. For those who don't know, what is that? It's like 75th and
75th and Woodward and Woodridge, Illinois. There, yeah.
Every Wednesday, pretty much.
Yep.
Most Wednesdays, anyways.
We call it the Shan Acoustic Jam,
right.
And it's an acoustic setup, but we have drums and keys and a house band that sits in with people, and it's always a fun time.
It's so well run. It sounds great in there, and the food's great. The service is great. Allie, right? Allie.
She's no longer there.
Oh, really?
But yes.
That's a bummer.
There is excellent service.
Okay, well, but I was gonna say because I could be gone for. I'm sober for a long time. I don't drink. I do nothing but a Diet Coke, or sometimes I get a sandwich or something. Yeah. But I could come in after not being there a month and a half, and she would know I get a Diet Coke with no straw.
There you
go.
And
she would remember that without even asking, and that's the kind of service that place provided. So
very detail oriented.
Right, I appreciated it every time. So, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm sure bigger and better things. Well, cool, and that's a wonderful accepting thing. So anybody who looking for a place to go to develop, because a year ago I probably went there the first time a year ago. I played, believe it or not, my band MeL Muzic played there probably 2013, 2012. Cool. Awesome. But it was, same spot, not, it was a little different.
Different vibe.
Right.
Well, and like that whole thing that we started doing that right after COVID and things had opened up and stuff. So for me, I started that with my buddy Henry, and then he had to back out, so I was doing it alone for a long time. Mm-hmm. And that was 100% very similar to what you described this as, is a fake it until you make it, kind of like I have no idea what it is I'm doing.
Right.
But I'm going to keep doing it, and eventually it built into this wonderful thing where I got a bunch of lovely people I'm working with. We got Jake on the drums and the keys, and he's helping with the sound. We got Dr. Dave and Rob, and so it's a great community we got out there.
And the lineup of regular people that every time I'm there, I see a handful of people that seem to be very familiar and talented and just a wonderful community of people. So that's a wonderful thing.
Of course,
so the first question that I try to ask is like is first. So like when you were a kid, either I'll give you a choice. I don't always give a choice, but if your first concert that you spent your own money on, like not that your parents took you to, which it could be whatever. Like we don't hold people to
of course
real strict rules or anything. But like if you were spending your own money or your first instrument that you ever like bought for yourself, if you did, because it sort of tells the tale. Like when it's your dough that you're putting up for the first time. Yeah. What did you spend it on? Either a concert or an instrument or both, for that matter.
Well, I remember. So I was really a big metalhead. Sure. When I was younger, so I think the first instrument that I bought with my own money was a BC Rich.
Right. Sounds about right.
It was a BC Rich SOB. It had one pickup, and it was all red and spiky and cool looking, and I played the first two strings on it because that's all I knew how to use, and.
But that gets you off the ground. Like that gives you the motivation to say, well, all right, well, what else is in there? Yeah. And then you start exploring, and you learn that there's more to it than these couple of things that you first discover.
Absolutely. I think the first instrument I ever started learning on was my dad had an old nylon string guitar, so that's how I started getting the very bare basics.
Now, how old would you say when you were gravitated toward?
Well, I was probably about 9 years old, but I didn't really start taking it super seriously until I was like 12, 13, something like that, But so then 13, 14 is when I saved up the money. I got myself the BC Rich, and I'm going to start a heavy band with my friends, and we're going to hang out in the basement and make awful noise, but we're going to love doing it, Yeah. So
I can remember when I was about freshman. What are you, 14 or so?
Yeah, it's like 14, 15.
So we were freshmen, and I was in the school band, and I was a drummer, and all my friends were drummers.
Okay, right on, very cool.
But I was not anywhere near a good drummer, and I lived in an apartment, so I didn't even have drums. Like I just played at school, and had like a I would literally practice on a magazine on like a chair, like
working with whatever you got.
Right, we didn't have a ton of dough or nothing, but when it came to like if we were going to do any kind of a band thing, like. We were at somebody else's house in somebody else's basement, and I did have, my brother had, a guitar and a bass, but he didn't play the bass, and the bass had 3 strings. And so if it was time to start a band, I wasn't the best drummer, and I didn't even have drums, so I could probably drag this bass over to so-and-so's basement.
There you go,
And I think we learned, what was the Romantics?
Okay, right on,
if I could remember the melody of it, but it's whatever that first hit of theirs, and we butchered whatever it was and just played the some version of it. I don't know, maybe 14 straight hours for some, so the one kid's mom, and she just was in the kitchen letting us do it in the basement horribly,
And you gotta say bless those people for letting the kids do the thing,
right? Because I know that I wouldn't have let it go on that long.
Oh yeah,
because it was bad. We were down there all weekend, really. Because we came back the next day and did it again.
You don't truly understand the meaning of patience as a virtue until you hear a kid learning how to do something on an instrument.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I had kids that went through some of that, and the early stages of it can be challenging. But you can also hear like these moments where they don't think they're improving. And then you can hear it,
but they are,
and you're like, no, and like, and for my kids, they all knew that music was my thing.
Of course, yeah.
So they didn't even want me anywhere near what they were doing because they
don't judge me,
right? And I'd be like, no, you're doing no. it doesn't matter, Dad. We,
Yeah.
like they
course,
just
yeah.
come to the concert, but like we don't
Yeah.
we don't want you. So
We will show you the final product.
right,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
But otherwise, it was like no.
I understand.
So you want me to help? No, we don't. Okay, all right. So you got a song you want to play us a song?
Yeah, okay, so for those of you that don't know, I'm in a group called Shukin and the Ramblers. It's my last name, and the Ramblers. And we play all around, and we just recorded, we just did a small batch of 3 tunes this spring. So we're releasing our first single from that batch, is coming out on August 23rd, and more about that later. We got a whole thing about it, and I'm going to play that song for you later. But this is one of the other songs that initially I wasn't even planning on playing it today, but then I thought about it. I'm like, I should probably play the song because we're putting it out in a few months here. So this is one of the tunes that we recorded in that session, and this one it's a couple years old, but we never got around to tracking it. And it's sort of like it's a little bit of a love letter to like the Ronettes and stuff, some like Motown sort of doo-wop stuff like that. And
if you've never seen them, the Ramblers, you should go because it is a high energy, fun show. Rob plays a stand-up bass a lot of the time.
Oh yeah.
And it's a good time.
It's going to be a little more raucous than this particular performance, but
Well, I want to tell you this too before we go any further. Like you were nice enough to come play the Sound Mind, Sound Heart, the inaugural thing that I did in the spring.
That was a beautiful thing.
It was fun, and we're hoping to do another one next year. But my 15-year-old, my youngest, who he's pretty quiet, and I have 6 kids, so like they're in and out. But my youngest, when you were playing, he was like, "Who's that guy?" I said, "Friend Matt, I played." He's like, "He's really good."
Oh, shucks. Well, tell him I say thank you.
He was kind of
really
like,
nice.
one of your friends is like, that guy's really good.
Oh, come on now. That's real sweet. That's real dang sweet.
It was like, he's like way better than you. It was really funny.
That's something else.
I'm like, yeah, he is.
Oh, man. Well, this tune is called Unconditional, and it's kind of, it's sort of a tongue-in-cheek little, it's a bit of a ballad that is maybe about some not-so-great traits in a person.
Sure.
That, but also still longing for that connection. So here we go. This is called Unconditional. Hope you like it. Every time I see you, well, my heart begins to pound. It's a bad idea, but let's pretend that we have found a love that is unconditional, with no withdrawals. Even though everything we do is against the law. Please just let me have this, please. Yes, I know it's plastic. I want to be yours evermore, just for tonight. I'll live my life irresponsibly, and so do you. I want to love you, baby, but we know what would happen if I do. Our train wrecks would collide and burn this whole town down. Let's just spend this night together and pretend that we have found a love that is unconditional, with no withdrawals. Even though everything we do is against the law. Please just let me have this, please. Yes, I know it's plastic. I want to be yours evermore, just for tonight. I try to do right, baby, and I know so do you. So how come every time we meet a hurricane ensues? A dumpster fire, roller coaster with no end. Let's just spend this time together and pretend that we have found a love that is unconditional with no withdrawal. Even though everything we do is against the law, please to let me have this, please. Yes, I know it's plastic. I want to be yours evermore, just for tonight. It's a bad idea for us to be together. Such a bad idea. Oh, let's pretend that it's forever. Love that is unconditional with no withdrawals. Even though everything we do is against the law. Please, yeah, I know it's plastic. I want to be yours evermore, just for tonight. A love that is unconditional with no withdrawal. Even though everything we do is against the law, please, to let me have this. Yes, I know it's plastic. I want to be yours evermore, just for tonight.
Right on.
There you go.
That was awesome.
Appreciate it.
You, I had the same problem with you as with Colleen.
Oh, is it the spike? I heard a little bit of the spiking
Right,
of the vocals. Yeah, sorry.
The sound guy goes, ah!
Oh my God.
Right, oh, compressor.
Yep. Sorry about that.
That's
So I should
okay.
pull back a
No
little
need
bit.
to apologize. But I just want you to know that I was doing my very best to get on top of it,
Well,
but I was too late.
Sounded great on my end. Thank
Oh,
you, thank you.
good. It's so you have such a great voice and you have such great dynamics, and it's really. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Blue, who is our
Yeah,
friend
yeah.
Blue, who is playing
Of
at
course,
Terracotta.
yeah.
He does many of the small details with. Wait, this is the other thing. One of his main jobs is reverb.
Oh, there you go, doing the effects and
Right,
everything.
right. Like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
like so that was he's been apprenticing on some of this
Excellent.
stuff, and
That's awesome.
anyway, so many things to think about all at the same time, but your control of your voice, your dynamics, and not to mention your guitar playing, which is what
thank
you know so many people know you for. But like you're it's like that's so often overlooked with like great guitar players, like like I used to love the early record of Johnny Lang or
Oh,
Stevie
yeah.
Ray Vaughan
Yeah, of
stuff, and
course, yeah.
everyone would talk about their guitar playing. It's like
Yeah.
great singers.
But they have
And
phenomenal voices.
as do you.
absolutely. Yeah, well, thank you very much.
That was a great vocal
I
performance.
appreciate that.
So that was really really great. How long ago did you write that?
It was probably a few years ago. Like I'd
So
say it's like 2.5 years ago. It was when the concept of it came to be, and then I was sitting on that. I feel like that happens with a lot of songs that I write. Is I'll sit on them for a while, and then eventually something will click, and I'll be like, "That's what I'm looking for. That's the hook, or that's the bridge, or something like that." And then I'll bring it to the band, and they'll work it out, and then it'll evolve even more, and then it becomes a whole other thing. You know, and that's a beautiful thing about it is working with other people to. Because our process is usually I'll like, hey, I have this song and it's pretty much done. Mm-hmm. And we're trying other ways too. We're trying to work out, experiment with other ways of composing and writing stuff like that. But in the past, it's been this is a song that I have and it's done, and then I bring it in, and then we do it, and it's like, okay, it's done.
But they add
what
their
if
flavor
they
of
add
their instrument
flavors
and their
too?
right.
And then I hear them doing their thing. I'm like, okay, but since you're doing that there, what if we did this here and
Right.
changed it up, and then everybody's got input. So it's like it's a very collaborative effort after the
But
concept
you,
of the song.
right, you
is
write
out
it,
there,
you
yeah.
arrange it, you
Yeah.
I want this many. The origin like I understand the same thing. Like you have this idea or this thing or the spark or a part of it, and you don't quite have the whole thing. You're not sure what's missing or whatever.
Yeah.
I call that marinating.
Yeah, let it marinate.
Right, it's marinate. Like it's this
yeah.
piece of a song, and sometimes it only takes a month or 2 or 3, or sometimes it takes a couple years.
Exactly.
And it just you have this thing, and it's definitely a keeper.
Yes,
but
you're not quite set on it, and I'm sure a lot of other people
not sure what it's missing.
Exactly, but I'm sure a lot of other writers will relate to this. But I'm a very puzzle piece kind of guy. It'll be like I'll have something, I'm like, it's great, but it doesn't have that one thing, and then months later I'll come up with something. I'll be like, that's the thing, so then you take it and you sort of surgically. Yeah. Put it into that spot, and then you got a song. Like it's.
Sometimes I'll put a piece in, and I'll go.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't quite fit.
Right, and I'll try it for a while. I'm like, no, that didn't really fit.
But when it does, that's when the magic happens. It's like, all right, that's great.
That piece doesn't fit.
Yep.
I tried really hard, and I just
totally
doesn't fit in there.
Totally. Yeah.
Which part of the song that I chose to play for myself today was the one that I finally got together when I played with you guys. But before I play my song, it's album side of the week time.
Okay, right on.
So the album side of the week, if you're new, like and subscribe, please.
Like and subscribe.
Please. I'm supposed to say that more, and I always forget. I'm supposed to say that at the beginning, and I always forget. But the album side of the week is a feature that was started when with last June.
Right on.
I retired from the building trades. I was in the building trades for more than 35 years.
You told me about that.
And it hurt too much to continue mentally and physically.
Yes, I could imagine.
And one of the gifts that one of my best friends in the world gave me was the most recent Los Lobos record.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorite bands, one of our favorite bands, my
they're
friends.
They're fantastic.
And but I didn't have a turntable. And so I spent not very much money, like a slightly better than crud, turntable, and had a few records. And my wife had a bunch of records still that she had not gotten rid of from her youth. And in that was a handful of Led Zeppelin records, which I've told this a bunch of times. And I was never really a Zeppelin guy. I didn't hate them. Like when I was in high school, I was all about new music.
Gotcha.
And in high school, there was the resurgence of classic rock, and I was like, not interested.
It's old.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I don't want to hear it.
Not interested.
Yeah.
If it isn't new, not interested. They're done.
Gotcha.
Nobody's ever going to listen to that music ever again. It's over. As you can see, I was totally right about that.
Oh yeah.
But I listened to Zeppelin 2, side 1, and I was like, as a record, side 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Led Zeppelin 2, side 1, and I dropped the needle, and I was like out here doing stuff, and it was like, oh, and that's
the
sort
cohesion,
of right. And I literally listened to that side like several times, just kept picking up the needle and putting it back at the beginning, and never even. So then I realized that's how the album side of the week. Then the next stream, I just was like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this record, but albums
you should listen to
Led Zeppelin 2. I think these guys might catch on.
Yeah.
And anyway, that's
one
how
of
it
these
started.
days, Yeah.
So then go into like Black Dog or
I love Black Dog.
Right, or Crooked Arm. Like every time I'm there, I'm over digging through albums, and this was something I found at Black Dog when I was there, and I love. Old Folks Boogie is one of my favorite songs.
Great tune,
And when I found this one, you're like, oh, that's the one. And you said, what did you say?
New Delhi Freight Train.
New Delhi Freight Train, and
that's
it's on the same
tune,
side. So that's side 2, which has which I noticed on the back of this and on the record, it's not the same.
They did that a lot, where they'd put the songs that are on there, but they don't do the right order necessarily.
I'm not enough of a fan. I never knew that. So I'm reading that earlier, going, wait, that's not the same as what we just looked at.
Yeah, there's a number of records.
So Old Folks, side 2 on this is Old Folks Boogie, Red Streamliner, New Delhi Freight Train, Keep Up with the Joneses, and Missing You. So
right on.
Both you and I have some of our favorite songs on that same side. Side 2 is the selection for this week.
Like Little Feat, Lowell George is one of the very huge influence on my singing and my writing as well.
It's funny because I didn't realize that even when I selected it, but as soon as like you're like, that's one of my favorite, and it's like there's that seems pretty obvious now.
Right on, man, right on.
And so That's cool. That's really cool. So hopefully someday we'll get that segment
Yeah,
sponsored.
yeah, that would be great.
Oh,
That'd
you
be
know what I
great.
should do? I don't have a capo close.
I got one right here if you need it.
Because if I do this a half a step up, you could play.
Oh yeah, I would love to. Yeah,
So
yeah.
because
Or I could. What key? What key?
well,
are you good
it'd
in?
be easier though if I play it.
I could do it in. I could probably do it in E flat too. If that's what you're going for.
I think I could do it. Let's
Cool.
do it where it's easier for you
All right,
to
that sounds good.
to play open.
I think this is probably the song that I think it is it?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool, right on.
Because it's the one that you wanted to play.
Yep,
Because they
yep,
were like,
yep,
let's
yep.
skip that, and you're like, no.
No, we're doing that one.
3/4 of the Ramblers were
Yep.
actually substituted for MeL Muzic
And that was a blast, man. That was
a
a lot
couple
of
weeks
fun.
ago, and we had a great time at O'Neill's. And so we had some fun working on a couple of songs, and way back, this song I played on the stream a couple of times, and this I had this. And my nephew, my grandson, loved. It was just kind of like bobbing his head, and he
Yeah,
was like
rocking
2.
out. Yeah.
And my daughter said, "I think you got something, Dad." And so, but I didn't really have. It was this thing where I had that for a while, and I kept several months, even though I had that thing that I knew was a good thing. I didn't know. When I finally got it together, I showed up at your open mic, and I'm like, I got this thing, and I don't know. You think you guys? And you're like, let's give it a try. And we like.
And it was great.
It ended up being.
I think that was the first time that we ever actually played together.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cool, man.
Right. It came off really good, so we
Yeah,
had a lot of
yeah,
fun. So
yeah.
I'm like, all right. So this is called Sorting It Out. Oh wait, see, this is where Blue would have just done this for me.
Oh yeah, they got the reverb. there.
Right.
Woo.
That's okay. Make sure I got everything. Spent my whole life waiting, doing what I should, fighting the sadness, wondered if I could. Now every other Tuesday, I'm sitting on the couch, deconstructing dysfunction, turning myself inside out, search and rescue mission, rewinding my mind, untwisting the wreckage, facing up to what I find. Always thought I would figure it out so much sooner than now. Sitting sorting it out, sitting sorting it out. I am sitting sorting it out, sitting sorting it out. Play some. Will I ever be good enough? Will it ever be right? Don't know when to walk away, and I sure don't know when to fight. Scrape the bottom for answers, endlessly sifting through pain. Try to learn to cope with it all, all in vain. Always thought I would figure it out so much sooner than now. Sitting sorting it out. Sitting sorting it out. Sitting sorting it out. I am sitting sorting it out. If we had, oh, we have, all right, yeah. No.
All right. I love that song. Is that a screaming? Oh,
it is a screaming goat.
A goat? Yeah,
it's Fred
okay,
the
yeah.
screaming goat, really.
That's beautiful. I love that. That makes me very happy.
That was my applause when there was nobody here.
I love that.
Here's your cable bag before I forget.
Thanks so much, right on. I love that song, man. That's one of my favorites. Well, I love all your stuff, but you know.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Tune.
It's fun. It's really fun, like when you write something and then you haven't played it with anyone, and then you throw it at someone and they like get it, and then so that's fun. And then you guys have such musicality, all of you guys. So that's fun. Cool. So, question. Wait. I've gotten awfully used to having Blue around. That's great, and I miss him. So I'm really hoping he doesn't just tell me to F off and never come back.
I'm sure he's having a great time over with you.
I know he is. I know he is. So let's see. Let's see. What is your favorite color?
Red.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very.
Some
very
people.
firm on that. Yeah.
Some people. I asked again, Colleen. I said, "Well, it seems pretty obvious." And she goes, "It isn't, though." And
really interesting.
I know. That's what I said. And she said, she said her favorite color was green, but when she tried to dye her hair green,
it just turned blue.
It didn't look right.
Yeah,
She just said it,
interesting.
and I was like, "That is a really interesting statement." I figured for sure it was blue. She's like, "Nope, it isn't."
Yeah, I don't wear a lot of color in general. Sometimes when I'm on stage, but like the red and black is my favorite combination. If I were to pick two colors to combine, it would be red and black.
Right on. Well, I think the Blackhawks would like you.
Yeah, they certainly would.
All right, and then who would be if you could be one superhero?
Okay. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Who would you be?
That is really tough.
Could you narrow it down to like a?
I would go. You know what? I'm just gonna not even think about it and just go with my first instinct is Spider-Man.
Right on.
Because I grew up with Spider-Man. He's my favorite comic book hero when I was a kid, and I just thought it was super cool how I could just like swing from buildings and have that intuition to be like something is wrong. You know?
Spidey sense.
Exactly, the Spidey sense, right? So that's the metaphor for your gut feeling, I guess, the Spidey sense, you know.
Sure.
So yeah, I would probably, it would be fun to be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I think.
He's a small guy. He gets beat up a lot, but he always comes out on top. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's always a lesson in all of those superhero things where there's parts of it that kind of suck being the superhero guy.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
There's I think that whole, what was it, Spider-Man 2. My older two boys, when what was the ones when the first reboot of that stuff.
Yeah, it was the Sam Raimi movies and stuff, right? With what was his name?
Yeah, we're thinking of the same guy.
Yeah.
Because my oldest son is like 28, and then Max is like 25. So those two boys, like those first 1, 2, and 3,
he's like Tobey Maguire.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. They love those movies, and they would watch them endlessly. So I would see those frequently when they were popular. And I remember the second one was all about him like not being able to keep it together for a while, which resonated with me.
Yep, trying to stay the good guy, but having the bad seep through.
Or his life falling apart because he was constantly having to go fight a crime, but then he failing classes and losing his job and trying to do the right thing.
Sometimes things are too relatable, man. You know?
It was really funny. As my kids have gotten older, I've watched some of the movies that they watched when they were kids again with them now, and they see it from an adult perspective, and it's really funny to watch them watch it again, and they're like, oh,
That's
like
what that meant the whole time.
Right.
There was a metaphor there.
The thing that they saw 1,000 times that they never got. It's really funny. So that's an interesting thing. Do you have a second song? Your second song? Oh, your release is coming.
Yes.
So you said what was the date? You said you
so
said 23rd.
So August 23rd. So it'll be at 12 a.m. on August 23rd. So I guess if you're a night owl like me, it'll be the night of the 22nd. Even though it'll technically be the 23rd. But yeah, it's coming out midnight, August 23rd. And we're playing, I think that day we're doing a blues festival in St. Charles, Blues and Brews on the Fox. So that we're playing 4:30 to 5:30, so that's like our unofficial release show. A lot of other great bands playing that as well. But so this coming week, in just a couple days here, we are playing at Fitzgerald's in Berwyn, Fitzgerald's nightclub. We're playing the Sidebar, and it is a free show. It is a voluntary cover charge, which basically just means tip us if you like what you hear, and if you don't, it's fine. And but
bring some money.
Yeah, there you go. If you got some, it's all right. So we're doing an unofficial pre-release. So if you come out to this show on Thursday, we have little QR code cards with the album art on it. And if you scan that, you can download the MP3 directly from our website. You'll get to listen to it and actually have a downloaded copy of it a week before it even comes out.
What time is that, you said?
That starts at 8:30 p.m. We're playing 8:30 to 10:30 on August 14th at Fitzgerald's Sidebar in Berwyn.
Cool.
And that'll be, if you show up, you get the song for free, and you get to listen to it a week before everybody else does. So if you're
that's a great idea.
If you're in the neighborhood, come on out, man. It'll be a party. We'll have a good time.
That's great. Well, I have a rehearsal, but I think that we'll head over there when we're done.
Cool. That sounds great.
So, cool. That's exciting. I'm really happy for you guys. I know
Thank you.
I really like what you're doing, and I'm looking forward to. We're doing some other stuff. Well,
Absolutely.
You're gonna play the. Are you gonna play the tune?
I'm gonna do.
What's it called?
It's called "Change the Way." And this is actually another song that I think about 2 years ago I came up with the concept of it, the chords and the melody, but I didn't really come up with the end product until probably, I think we just started playing it out like this February or something like that. So the full product is relatively new to the fold, and then we were like, well, this is a great tune, let's go in and track it, and we got it tracked in March over at the Echo Mill in Bridgeport. Our good friend Matt Holmes does a fantastic job over there, so he did all the stuff that we're putting out. And we're just super excited about it. It sounds great. It sounds like us. We tracked it all live in the same room to sort of give it that natural feel and everything. So
old school.
Yeah, it was, that's what we like to do, man.
Right on.
All right, this is a song called "Change the Way." I hope you like it. Here we go. Ready? There we go. Try to keep me hanging on every single word they said. Try to get that go along. Hopping out the train today. I said my sound starts from breaking, heart starts from shaking. Back to square one again. But this time I'm gonna change the way I live. I can never ever put you down. I just gotta get out of this place. If just for a little while, just a little change of pace. I said my mouth starts from breaking, heart starts from shaking. Back to square one again. But this time I'm gonna change the way I love you. Got a little bit of solace now, but I can't forget my place. Just keep on thinking about it. Next time I see your face, hop on that train today. I said my mind stops and breaking, heart stops and shaking. Back to square one again. This time I'm gonna change the way I love you. Yes, I am. This time I'm gonna change the way I love you. This time I'm gonna change the way that I feel about you now. This time I'm gonna change the way I love you. Change the way I love you. Change the way I love you. Change the way, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That one hits and gets right back out.
Yep. Oh, it's a quick one. I think the runtime of the song is like 2 minutes and 40 seconds or something like that. So it might even be shorter than that. It's a real quick one, but
Those are the hard ones to mix because
Yeah.
you're constantly stopping and going back.
yep, exactly. Yep, most definitely. But we like it a lot. We think it's a fun song. We think it's a feel good tune, and yeah,
I think you're right.
right on.
That one, that was good.
Thank you very much.
I like that. How old were you when you started writing songs? Was it like you said you started playing seriously when you were like what 13? You said.
Yeah, I mean, I started writing stuff probably about like 13.
So right
was
away.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was coming up with lyrics when I was younger, when I didn't even know how to play an instrument. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna form a band with all the kids in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
None of us know how to play any instruments, but I've already written all the songs.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were called like the Rockin' Zombies or something like that.
Right on.
And
You
I'm
got the
like-
whole
and I
concept
wrote
figured out.
all these songs.
Now
but-
all we have to do is figure out how to play music.
But then we don't know how to play any instrument, so we got to
Sounds
figure
like
that out.
I think they made a movie. It was called Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it was precisely. Yeah, it was very similar, very in that vein. But then, I was in bands. We were playing a lot of Metallica and stuff, and I was into Kiss and Motley Crue and stuff. And then
Kissing Motley Crue.
yeah, it's like that's like.
Wait, no, those are two different bands.
Those are two.
Kiss
Not
and Motley.
Kiss and Motley Crue.
Not Kissing Motley
No,
Crue.
no, not Kissing Motley Crue.
That would be a
That's,
cover band.
That does sound like a cover band, actually. Yeah.
Sorry,
But no,
my
you're
jokes
good.
are
That's good.
ridiculous.
I like it. I like where you're going with that. But then I had a buddy he was a drummer and he played the keys as well, and we would just get in his basement and we'd write weird songs and avant-garde kind of strange random stuff that stuff that you couldn't play on the radio.
Well, right. I find it interesting because I don't always remember to ask that question, but I'm glad that I did today because that's one of my favorite questions. Like, were you driven to write immediately? And not everybody is, and I find that interesting because me personally, it was like, as soon as I started playing music for myself, I started trying to write something. And almost like you, I can remember sitting in a study hall, before I really played anything, trying to write some kind of a song.
Some semblance of
something,
exactly.
trying to write lyrics to some song or come up with something, even though I had no idea what I was even doing.
Exactly.
And, but there was a drive to write songs.
Just create.
Exactly. But I was always drawing or what, like anything.
Yeah, I was the same kid. I was drawing stuff. I was coming up with all these I'm gonna write a movie script. I'm gonna write this screenplay, and I got this whole story, and I sketched it all out and everything. I would draw the pictures.
If it was some kind of artistic endeavor, I was trying it.
Yeah, same here, man.
So
you and I are very similar on that.
Pictures,
on that,
camera, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever you got.
Right.
I would do a lot of modeling clay and stuff because it's whatever you can get into your hands and make something out of.
Right. It doesn't matter what it is. I was trying to do something. So that's interesting and that's cool. That's cool. You gave your. Do you have anything else that you wanted to do? Will you guys have a website? Do you have a specific website?
Yeah, you could just go to shukinandtheramblers.com, which is, I always say, ladies and gentlemen, it's spelled SHUKINANDTHE, and you can figure the rest out on your own.
Right.
But it's shukinandtheramblers.com.
Right on.
And we've got, it's just a one-page thing right now, but we've got all of our stuff on there.
But the important page.
Yes, exactly. We're going to have the music, the new song up soon. We have our old EP that we put out last summer on there, we've got a lot of cool tunes on there as well. And we got tells you everywhere we're going to be for the rest of the year, which we do have a number of things in September. I'm going to do a shout out to Widow's Harvest Festival that happens. That's at the P&A Youth Camp in Plano, and it's this festival that we've been. This is going to be our 5th year doing it, and it's just an absolute blast. Colleen plays that with Echo and Ransom, and then we have our friends, the Fighting Side from St. Louis, come out and do that, and a bunch of Aaron Kelly Band does that, and so like Americana. We're probably one of the heavier rockin' bands on that bill, but
you're pushing the other edge.
Exactly, because they do the Hong Kong Pizza Party in the spring as well. But we love it. We love all the people there, and we love everybody who puts it together, and it's such a blast. You know?
I often reference Colleen with things because there's these people that when I've been working on MeL Muzic for a long time, but the way that it worked for me was raising my kids and doing the day job that I got up at 4 or 4:30 every day was always the priority, but I never really stopped doing it, and I would try to. There were periods of time where, like in my late 20s and early 30s, I worked really hard at trying to do both, but as I got older, it got harder to do, and when the kids got bigger, and then my first marriage didn't work out, and then things got very, very difficult to balance. And so every once in a while, I would get everyone together, and we would do a show, and maybe I'd do 1 or 2 a year.
Yeah.
But it was really hard to manage, and I always wanted to do more, and it would tear me up inside that I couldn't. It was very emotionally difficult, but it just never would work out, and so I was sort of like around, but I wasn't around, you know.
For sure,
like,
yeah.
And then as things in my life changed, I finally didn't have to get up at 4:15 5 or 6 days a week anymore.
It sounds like a relief.
Yeah, a bit. And then after I slept for a couple of months, you know,
Catching up on lost time.
I started, you know, well, what's out there? I go here, go there, when you know, and then the Jammers Club list, and I go here and play a few songs, and thinking that I don't know, I don't think any of these songs are any good, and then I went to down to the studio.
Yes, Lockport there.
Right,
on
and when Laura was still running things down there, and it was just before all that changed. And it was like one of the last times that Colleen was doing an open mic, but I didn't know who she was, and she couldn't have been nicer to me that night. And it was like this moment where she was like, "Well, you should try here. You should try over."
Yeah, she was fantastic.
You should try over there. And I know these people. And you should meet this. I know this guy Patrick's here. And I like, and then and I had tried to go to Aaron's open mic on Monday, but
that's a preservation,
right? And then I wasn't able to go.
I still got to make it out to. How about we go together one of these days?
I go there frequently, and so absolutely, that would be great. And awesome. and then after that, I went up to Aaron's, and then he was another person who was very encouraging and very nice, and then I made it over by you guys, and so then it became these circle of people who were then like this old guy who had really truly a huge amount of self-doubt and felt like the train had passed me and my time was gone. All of a sudden, these younger people were like, no, you can still do this, and just go do your thing. And
you just got to be true to yourself. It's never too late to do what you want to do and what you're supposed to do and what you love.
And I really thought that there wasn't a place for me to play original music or key on the songs that I write and play the covers that I like. And I always felt like I had to play things that I don't know, like I just and then I met these wonderful people who do exactly what I always wanted to do, which is be themselves.
Absolutely.
And they do it successfully, like yourselves and like all these people I keep mentioning. And this is what was the catalyst to this whole thing, was to show anyone else anywhere that no, don't let somebody tell you that you can't do exactly what you think you should do, because there's a place for you somewhere. You just got to keep looking for it.
It's, you know, and it's you got to do it. You know, if you've got it, if you're watching out there and you got it in you and you're thinking about not doing it, you got to do it.
Or if you come across this video in 5 years from now,
yeah, exactly.
And that's the other part of this is like they get put on this page and you come across it later. That's the whole thing, is that you will be. If you were like what we just discovered is, you know, we're a whole lot alike from an organic standpoint.
Of course,
like,
absolutely.
And so I'm assuming that like me, even if you tried to stop, and you may have tried to stop, that like you can't. And
there's no way it's going to work. Even if you withdraw.
And so you have to you have to be true to this thing, or you're just the only way that you can be happy is to pursue it at its core,
Of course,
and
yeah.
not compromise it.
Yes.
And that's the only way. That's the only thing you can do.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
And so, but that there's in your brain. For me, there's always been this conflict. Well, you can't do that. You have to do like. And
I've had that thought many times in my
right.
life. Many,
So,
many times.
Anyway, that's the whole point of this is to just try to. The other part of being a sober person and going through 12 steps is in the final steps. Then they're about teaching and giving back and that service element of it. And when I realized that this thing needed to be a service thing, then it sort of the whole thing changed for me.
Of course, it's a beautiful thing.
Right,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like it didn't make sense until all of a sudden it was like, oh,
Once it clicks for a certain way for you, then it all
right,
it all makes sense.
It just turned a person that was really struggling with a whole lot of things. Like I still struggle with stuff, but all of a sudden it just started to improve.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
Right. So all right. So I'll get back on track because I got off of the. There's a big board over here, and I got off of the board. So I'm sorry.
It's all right. We're going free form.
Right.
It's all good. Yeah.
We're not too far off. So there's a clock and there's a
there you go.
board. And
Right on.
again, these are all.
I've been having such a good time. I haven't even looked at the clock once.
These are incremental changes. There wasn't always a clock, and there wasn't always a board. See.
Right on.
Okay. So we are doing MeL Muzic and. Colleen Wild and
right.
Shukin and the
That's right.
Ramblers.
We do have a show this October. Yeah.
The first time ever, the three of us is organized by our friend Blue, and I think he's trying to put together a group of people. At the very least, he's doing a set
as well. Yeah.
at the West Chicago Social Club. We're doing a thing, so we'll see.
That's going to be a great time.
October 3rd.
Yeah.
And and I strongly recommend you if you're putting together a Halloween costume, this could be your test run.
It's not quite Halloween yet, but you can show up in it and
it's
try
really
it out.
it's really like it's Halloween month.
Yes, I like the Halloween month. I love Halloween, so that's one of my favorite times of year.
And when I talked to Colleen about it, she's like, "Are we doing costumes?" And I said, "Well, I like costumes."
why
And she's like, "I love Halloween." And I said, "Well, I think we should make it costumes then." And she said, "She said, okay, because I'm gonna wear a costume then, but I don't want to be the only one." I said, "Well, then
All
you
right.
won't be."
All right, I'll dress up too.
So that's okay. So, and then that's October 3rd,
Yep.
and then very shortly here, MeL Muzic is playing 2 weeks from tonight at the Arcada. That's 2 weeks, right? Yes. But this weekend, I was delightfully an honor to be part of the Black Dog Vinyl Songwriter Showcase
They
weekend.
do a great thing over there. Yeah,
That's an amazing the lineup of people.
Was that Demi?
Demi put together
it's fantastic.
an amazing lineup of people, and I was honored to be, as was Joe Sad, is there
That's
also
awesome. Right on.
on Saturday. Both of us are there. So you should just go there at like 11 on Saturday and just stay there till Sunday night.
Just hang the whole time. Yeah.
I think they'll let us sleep there. I'm
make
pretty
it
sure.
make it a 12-hour endeavor. Yeah.
I don't think they'll care. Do you think they'll care that I said that? I don't think they'll care that I said that. They might care. I don't think you can sleep there. I think
Probably
legally
not.
I have to say you can't sleep there.
If you strategically place a tent somewhere that they may not notice you, it might.
I
be
bet you
okay.
could sleep in your car in the
Or
parking
your
lot.
car, yeah.
I can't legally say that you can, but I bet you could.
You could probably get away with it.
I bet you could.
Not
if-
that we're condoning anything.
No.
like that, but
I'm not saying that you can, but I bet you could get away. I like your aspect. I bet you could get away with it. Anyway, that's this weekend, and that's going to be a big day. And then that's all I have on the board for now. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. MeLmuzic.com, MELMUZIC, MeLmusic.com. There's a calendar of a whole bunch of junk coming up.
Awesome. I do have one more. We're doing since we're getting into October. I have
No
one
more. There's
one
two
more.
more.
Oh, we're done. Okay. All right.
No,
I'll see you guys later.
What do you got, man?
One more real quick. I just wanted to do another shout out for a show we're doing October 26th at the Roxy.
Yeah.
With the Simple Remedy. They're putting that together, so that's going to be a really cool one. That's October 26th at the Roxy in Lockport. So,
Yeah, that's a great place too.
Yeah. Or sorry, I believe it's the 25th.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone on me, but I know that it's that weekend.
Well,
so it's going to be a cool one.
Is that on your website?
It is on the website.
Oh, yeah.
So if
So
you go to
go to
Shoot
the
the Ramblers,
website
you'll see it
and
up there. Yeah.
and clarification. But
Yeah.
that's a great room, and they're great people.
Oh, yeah,
so,
absolutely.
People should check that out for sure.
Totally.
I think that's
Yeah, that's all I got.
that's all our business, right? So I think that brings us to the dumb joke of the day, right?
I've been excited
dumb
about
joke
this
of the
since I
day?
saw it on the board there.
All right.
I need to get me one of those.
All right. So I actually stole it from my son early on. Dumb joke of the day.
All right.
And this is from Miss B. Yonda Grave. Beyond a Grave.
Beyond a Grave.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching, Beyond
We
a.
appreciate that. So, let's see. Nobody was worried when the murder clown? I'm sorry. Began when the murder clown, I don't know what that word is. Invasion?
Invasion.
The murder clown invasion. Okay, I want to make sure. The murder clown invasion began at the beach. How bad could it be, they said. It's only one boat.
Oh man.
See, I like. I mean, you know, we'll lift the curtain a little bit. Usually, I know what the joke is.
Yeah.
I like it because I didn't know what the joke was this time.
You had no idea what was coming.
Thank you. That was great.
All right.
I think I like it better when I don't know what it is.
There you go. It's the element of surprise.
That was a good one. Thank you, Joseph. That was delightful. So, all right, thanks for being here, Matt.
Cool, absolutely. Thank you so much.
I
Mike.
appreciate it.
You. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe, MeL Muzic, and,
All right.
and check it out.
Have you
man.
back every week.
Right on.
That was great. So thank you all very much. Thank you, Joseph, for all that you do.
Thank you, Josette. Yeah.
Thank you, Gene. My friend Gene does all the social media stuff, and she's great at it. And if it wasn't for her, nobody would ever hear about any of this stuff. Truly, because I screw it up every time.
I hear you.
And thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah, right now. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Have a good day.